So I wanted to talk about what the chakra systems are, as well as the different brain waves that are now being discovered in the brain, as well as how it ties into Jungian archetypes. Now, the chakra system is the exact same thing as a body map of your psyche, because each chakra corresponds to a different aspect of your psyche that needs to be integrated. And depending on where these subconscious blocks are, it stops the flow of energy. Now, each of these chakras, as you begin to balance them, the reason it goes from red to indigo on your crown chakra is because it is a going from a shorter waveform to, a longer waveform to a shorter waveform, which means more information and more complexity in the mental processing that you can do. Now, this also relates to the different brain waves that are now being discovered as we go through this process of balancing our conscious and subconscious, with the gamma and the all the way down to delta and theta. It is the exact same thing as you're balancing the hemispheres in your brain. You are able to become more consciously aware of the reality that you exist in and how you perceive it, because you are becoming more aware of your own self. You're not being led around by your subconscious. You can see this in the archetypes of Jungian psychology as well, with the divine child, the precocious child, the edible child, the hero, the king, the warrior, and the lover. Now, each of these archetypes has a unintegrated shadow aspect that is either positive outward expression or masculine, and a negative female passive aspect. And again, this isn't to say that male is good and female is bad, but the way in which it is expressed in the individual, because men tend to have a more outward expression of themselves, and women a more inward, intuitive, subconscious expression. Now, with the divine child, the positive is the high chair tyrant, and the negative is the weakling prince. The precocious child is the know it all trickster, think Loki, and the negative is the naive dummy. With the Oedipal child, it is the mama's boy, and the negative aspect is the dreamer. With the hero, the positive outward expression is the grandstanding bully, and the negative is the coward. With the king, it is the tyrant. I'm sure we can think of a few political leaders that have this. And the negative is the weakling. With the warrior, the positive expression is the sadist, and the negative one is the masochist. With the magician, it is the manipulator as the positive expression, and the negative is the naive or innocent one. And the lover is the addict, and the negative expression is the impotent lover. Now, as we begin to recognize ourselves, we can then recognize who it is that we are drawing into our lives on a karmic level, as far as lessons that are meant for us to be learned. And as we integrate these aspects, we can then consciously choose who it is and that we want to keep in our lives. And this polarity also shows why you are drawn to certain people and repelled by others, on a just a level of, if you you know if you vibe with them as far as minds go. is because they are either negatively or positively, depending on which aspects you express yourself in, uh, pulling or repelling you. So I hope this has cleared some things up, and I hope it's sparked some curiosity.